Hey friends, this is Jennifer Terry and welcome to my channel. In this video, we will talk about what to do during and after your hotel quarantine. If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing and liking this video. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So again, today we'll talk about what to do during and after your hotel quarantine. So you've arrived in the Philippines, you've passed immigration, you had your COVID test, and now you're in your hotel quarantine hotel. What do? Well, you really need to only do one thing really. That is to wait for your COVID result and pray that it's negative. So what do? You just constantly check your email because that's where you're gonna receive your COVID test result. So make sure that the email that you put in all the forms, especially in the COVID test form, is the email that is accessible and active. If you made a mistake, don't worry because you can always contact your testing laboratory for any queries, assistance, or if your test result is delayed, you could also call them or contact them. So if you avail the service of the Philippine Diagnostic Lab or PAD Lab, you can contact them through these numbers. You could also contact their Facebook page and also their website. I'll have all these links in the description box. And if you are a PAL passenger, a Philippine Airline passenger, and you avail their testing laboratory, their service, you could also contact or follow up on your test results through the following channels. They have their Smart or Sun mobile number or Globe mobile number, or you could call through landline or email address. Yeah. So once you receive your negative result, contact your hotel reception, call them, let them know that, hey, my COVID result has come out and it's negative. They might ask you to email a copy of that result, or they might knock on your door and you can show them. It depends on the rules of the hotel you're staying at. But if they see it and they confirm it, then you'll be free and you will be able to leave the hotel as you want. And you may contact your relatives to pick you up and bring you home, or you could always just catch a taxi, MRT, bus, yeah. And always, transportation is at your own expense. Everything is at your own expense. So you're lucky if you've landed in Manila and you live within the area, so it's easy for you to go home. However, if you live in a different area, let's say you need to get on a domestic flight, please know that there are travel requirements. Ensure to secure all travel and health documents required by your destination's local government unit. So contact your chosen airline because they know and they will tell you what you need to do. Or you can also contact your LGU. And note that the requirements may change at a short notice. Now let's talk about domestic general minimum requirements. So these are the requirements that you'll need to support or present if you are catching a domestic flight. The first one would be the result of your COVID test. So as always, this is a requirement for every provinces. You need to show the result of your COVID test results. The next one is also with the negative COVID PCR result. Like in some places, this is the only thing they require, like Cebu, Butuan. This is the only requirement you need. However, in areas, a certificate of quarantine issued by DOH or BOQ is also required. So this one you can also get this online, which we will talk about later. And lastly is a travel authority issued by JTF Shield. JTF what? This is a police. So a travel authority issued by the police. And there are other additional supplementary requirements as well that could be asked of you. Example is an acceptance letter or a coordination from your respective municipality. So let's say if your final destination is Coron or Busuanga or Linapacan, Taytay, Culion, some areas require this. So again, check or contact your airlines and they will tell you what you need. And otherwise, you can also check the website of the Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pacific because they have posted that. Or if you're flying with AirAsia, you could also contact them. So how do you get these general travel requirements for domestic flights? Number one is COVID test, so that's already on your email. That's easy. Number two is a certificate of quarantine. So this, you can get this online. It's pretty easy. So let me show you. Now friends, before I show you how to get your certificate of quarantine, let me actually give you an idea on visiting the Cebu Pacific website. So let's see, what are the travel requirements in different domestic areas or domestic flights? So you might be surprised, I'm showing you Cebu Pacific and not Philippine Airlines. The thing is, the website of the Philippine Airlines has been down since last night, so we can't access it. So for the sake of this video, let's actually check Cebu Pacific, because I do actually also post travel document requirements. So I'll put this link in the description box so you can have a look. Even if you're not flying with them, the requirements are the same for every airlines. The requirements comes from the LG or the local government unit of the destination, not from the airline. So even if you fly from different airlines, whether it's AirAsia or Cebu Pacific or Philippine Airlines, the requirements will be the same. So let's go to travel document requirements and domestic. So let's see different areas. Let's go try Cebu. What is the requirement for Cebu? Oh, ROF, so that's your classification, okay? Even if you're a foreign national, that's your classification. Everyone coming from abroad. Now let's see. You'll need your negative result. Okay, that's easy. Your quarantine certificate and your valid identification card or your ID. Now, how about other areas? Let's try Kalibo. Kalibo Aklan. So here, ROF. Your requirements will be your negative result and your quarantine certificate from the BOQ. What else can we try? Let's see. Let's see if you're going home to Virac. What are the requirements here? ROF, that's what you are, your negative result, and your quarantine certificate. Original copy of the swab result. That's easy. Medical clearance certificate showing that the guests are negative for COVID-19 3 days prior to boarding. Okay, so that's just, I'll just give you an idea, guys. I'll put this link in the description box. To get your quarantine certificate, simply go to the quarantine certificate.com. There, that's the website. So just fill up this form. So in this form, you'll have to fill up your passport number, your last name, your middle name, if you have extensions, your region there, your province. So let's say you go to Bicol, there you go, and then your city, your barangay, yeah, and then your gender, taon ng kapanganakan or year of birth, your email address, which is very, very important. You should put in your right email address. Make no mistake on this. And cell phone number. If you have a Filipino cell phone number, use that. If you don't, you can ask your family. You can use their number or your family who is in the Philippines. And then after that, you also need to attach a picture of your bio page of your passport. So just simply take a photo of your passport through your mobile and then fill up and then upload it here. After you complete all the information, just click submit. When you do, there will be a check confirming that you have successfully registered. So you should receive your quarantine certificate through your email. However, if you don't receive your certificate through email, you can follow up. You can follow up through this email. So you just send at boq.qc1@gmail.com. In that, you need to write your full name and then attach a scanned copy of your COVID test results, just a screenshot, and then send a picture as well of your bio page of your passport. So they should be able to to send it to you. Next on our list on the general requirements for going home to your province or your final destination is a travel authority issued by JTF CV Shield, or basically issued by the police. Remember again that not all of these requirements is required by your province, okay? It depends. Different provinces, different rules. For some areas, only a negative result is required. However, in some areas, 1 and 2 is required. And also, there are areas who require 3. Now, COVID result, certificate of quarantine, and travel authority. So again, please contact your airline if you are catching a domestic flight, or if you are not catching a domestic flight, please contact your local government unit to inquire on what is required of you. Now, if you need a travel authority, if you live within the area, you don't need to catch an airplane to go home, then you can get your travel authority from the police station close to your quarantine hotel. However, if you are catching a domestic flight to go home, you can get this from the airport. Now, I've just verified the information because I wasn't sure if they were still operating at the airport. I called NAIA just tonight, and they have confirmed the PNP station there. The PNP help desk at the airport confirmed that they do have travel authority help desk where they can give it to you, available at Terminal 2 and Terminal 3 domestic airport in NAIA. So you can get it from there. And remember to have your negative COVID result with you, and whatever is needed for your domestic flight. So you can have this travel authority. So gather all the required travel documents, because at the airport you will undergo a documentation check for check-in clearance. And the documents checker will assess the completeness and validity of your documents. And warning that you may not be able to check in and board the flight if you miss any of the required documents. And once you're at home, you just let your barangay or your city government know of your arrival, especially if that local government unit of yours requires a provincial 14 days quarantine, because this quarantine could be done in a government facility or in a home quarantine. It all depends on the rules of your local government unit. So be sure to let them know, to avoid ridicule from the neighbors as well. Now, this is all for this video. Basically, when you're in your hotel, you just wait for your COVID result. And when you receive your COVID result, you can free us to go. If you live within the area where you landed, then transportation is much easier for you. Your relatives can pick you up, or you just can catch bus, jeepney, or van. However, if you will have to catch or get into a domestic flight, then you'll really have to present or gather documents for your domestic flight. And also do note that even if you're not catching a plane to get to your home, there are checkpoints in every areas, and they will check your documents as well. So the best thing is you need to contact your local government unit. Have your family or friends in the area inquire for you. So that is all for this video, friends. Remember, I'll put the link in the description box for Cebu Pacific, Philippine Airlines travel documents per LGU, and I'll also link the complete list, the most updated list of accredited hotels in the description box. That's all for this video. I'll see you again with another one. I hope you have a nice weekend. Bye!